The phrase that one hears most on the lips of the members of the junta is national reconstruction. It's become an obsessive phrase, and one sometimes thinks it's a substitute for action. But when national reconstruction starts, this is where it's going to have to begin. The ruins of the Moneda Palace, where President Allende lost his life. It's the symbol both of the old era and the new. And it's here that somehow something will have to be built on the ruins not only of a palace, but of a government. There is a vacancy for a phoenix. God knows there are more than enough ashes from which a phoenix could rise. And every day the citizens of Santiago stare hopefully through the ruined gates for such a miracle. The palace, once so ornately beautiful, is a mess. It will take years to rebuild, though the Santiago School of Architecture has begun drawing up a plan. But under the bombing, the marble floors were shattered, the girders and beams twisted and blackened, and the priceless chandeliers came crashing down in a matter of seconds. This was pinpoint bombing of such astonishing accuracy that even an Israeli I met here was filled with admiration. The buildings all around are high and close in on the little palace, yet they're scarcely touched. Some of the rockets actually went straight through the front door. They were all concentrated on the front, ground and first floor offices. With the permission of the junta, we were allowed to reconstruct the official version of Allende's death. When the end had become obvious and inevitable, he sat, say the new masters of Chile, in this red plush chair, now slightly redder for obvious reasons. He put the gun in his mouth and fired. The bullet holes, 2 of them, are above and behind the chair in the wall. Now, this version of Allende's death is of course disputed, but from the evidence we've seen, the suicide theory is at least tenable. The office hasn't changed much since the coup. The desk is littered with unanswered telegrams, memos in Russian, and odd souvenirs. One of them is this photograph of Allende in his days of triumph. Another is a diploma conferring an honorary degree from the University of Mexico just a year ago. It's all very bizarre. But things are pretty bizarre for the living too. The army is diverting all its time and its considerable force to hunting down the remaining Marxists and Allende sympathizers. Arrests continue day and night, and are made for weird reasons. Last night, 60 people were taken in for spreading false rumors. The ever-increasing number of prisoners are kept here at the National Stadium, which is an enormous building and needs to be for its new purpose. And here the relatives, the parents, the wives, the husbands, wait in line for news. They're allowed to bring parcels of food and fruit, and they stand for hours waiting to deliver them to the police on the gate. Occasionally, prisoners get out onto a balcony of the stadium. They wave and try to pick out their friends in the crowd. The relatives wave back, or if they're too old to wave themselves, they have their hands waved for them. Queuing, for one reason or another, has become a way of life in Chile. This is a breadline, and it's repeated throughout the country. The official government explanation is that people persist in remaining loyal to their favorite baker, and so don't mind standing for hours. It seems that the wait for the phoenix looks like being a lengthy business. Anthony Carthew, News at 10, Santiago.